Okay, so hi everyone. I wanted to show you today, I'm just really making an impromptu video for you. I really want to show you what my SCOBY hotel looks like and a bit about how I feed that. It's a very different process, I guess, from the rest. And I apologise now if my cat gets in the way, as he's in a terrible mood. Well, an excitable mood. So this is my SCOBY hotel. It's a very, very large jar, and it's absolutely full to the brim of SCOBY. So as I've explained to you, this will happen if you keep putting liquid on the top. Every time we put some new sweet tea on the top here, then obviously it will grow a new SCOBY on the top. So these end up being like just layers and layers in like a SCOBY hotel. And you can see some of them in here. I mean, they've possibly been in there this SCOBY hotel's been going for 2 years. And I would say that this, some of these have been months of growing without being fed. I keep it in a dark cupboard inside the kitchen. And I have a little muslin cloth cover that goes over the top of this as well. So there's very, very many SCOBYs in there. This is really helpful because it's a lovely strong starter. So if I want to make a new fabric, and this is the starter liquid I'm going to get from it, or if I want to make a batch of kombucha, this is what I use, and it's a lovely strong liquid starter that will really always grow a good fabric and make a good batch of kombucha. So so this is where I would extract carefully the 300 mils of starter liquid for making a new batch, and I might even take out one or a half a piece or something of the SCOBY if I really wanted it to make sure it was going to grow well or be nice and strong. So I'm going to put a glove on and just show you what the SCOBY hotel looks like. And the reason I'm feeding it today, or putting some more liquid in it, is because it's actually dry on top. So you'll see that it's actually dry on half of it. On this right hand side, it's actually quite dry. It's not been getting liquid over the top of it. So it's also really good because you can actually see a lovely thin layer there, of course, as well. And you could also see that how it grows to it. So there's a big piece of SCOBY on the top. So I don't mind what's left in here because it's making a lovely jar of active liquid for me all the time. So, and you'll see that if I really disturb it a bit, you'll see it's quite bubbly. You'll see all these movement of bubbles and activity in there. And you'll also see there's some really brown, tea and bacteria type stuff in there. So if I tip it, it gets enough liquid over the top, but it was actually quite dry. And of course, at the moment, I'm making lots of batches of SCOBYs for our workshops. So I'm using a lot of the liquid a lot of the time. So I'm going to make sure it's nice and full with liquid, and then that way I'll have more capability of extraction of more starter. So yeah, this is my SCOBY Mother 1. SCOBY Mother 2, and this is our black tea, white sugar. So we have different mothers fed with different things. So one day maybe I'll show you the SCOBY Mother with the green tea, which is quite a white colour. Okay, so I'm also going to clean some of my equipment using the white vinegar. Any white vinegar will do. So I'm going to just wipe out some of my equipment. I use the same equipment for the SCOBY anyway. I don't use the same ones for baking, so I can generally safely say that they are pretty clean anyway, but very important with it is this bacteria. The bad bacteria is being in there. So I'm just using vinegar and a paper towel to make sure everything that I'm using is nice and clean and has been cleaned with vinegar. It really seems to help keep that bad bacteria out. So interestingly today as well, I'm going to make a batch that's not the full the full recipe we've given you. So that could be really helpful for you, because you'll see what a proportional amount would be like. So I'm just going to make up 1 litre of liquid today, and normally we make 3. So 1 litre will be a little bit different today, and we'll make it proportional, so you'll see what that will be like. So we have 1 litre of hot boiled water, and I have some tea bags today because it's easy to use, and I've collected some little black tea bags up. So each of my tea bags is 2 grams, so I'm going to use 5 of them to make 10 grams of tea. Okay, 10 grams of tea. So we're just brewing a nice cup of tea, just a little bit big for one person, and probably going to be a little bit sweet for drinking and enjoying. So that's my 10 grams of tea to 1 litre of water. And I've got some scales here. I'm going to turn them on, tear them, and I'm going to weigh out 100 grams of sugar. So we normally weigh out 300, so for a 1/3 recipe we'll be doing 100. Okay, 100 grams of sugar. And put that into our sweet tea mix. Very important that the sugar dissolves. I think I probably told you that in other recipes, but very important that the sugar's dissolved. So we're going to give it a stir and make sure that all that sugar dissolves in there in our nice hot tea. Now, unlike the other recipes where I quite often get you to use cooled water with it, which helps cool it down and means we can add it to our tank straight away, I'm going to let this whole tea brew for the 15 minutes, and then I'm going to let the solution cool probably all day before I add it to my big kombucha jar. The worst thing for me would be to put it too hot or too cold into my big hotel and have the chance of killing my hotel. So I like to use full boiling water when I'm feeding my hotel. I know that then it's really clean water, and no bacteria will have been in there, and it will be completely cooled before it goes in, so I have no risk of killing my bacteria with hot tea. So I'm going to leave that to steep now for 15 minutes. Then I'll remove the tea bags, and then I will leave it for the day. When I return home tonight, I will just simply pour it in the top of my kombucha hotel. That way I know I've got another whole litre in there that I could take out if I need it for starters, and also of course it's going to feed it and eliminate that dry bit on the top there of my hotel and give it a nice feed. If you don't feed your hotel very often, it will mean that the growth slows down. So if you go away, you don't need to feed it very often. If you go away for a few months even, you can leave it, it will be absolutely fine. It's just if you want active starter all the time, you'll need to make sure that you're feeding it. Okay, that's us today. So yeah, I'll let it cool and I'll feed it to it later. And thanks for watching me make up a proportional pot of tea, sweet tea for our SCOBY Mother 2 hotel. Bye.